I boo-hooed. I said, oh, the club put me in there. No. I put myself in there. I did what I had to do as a Hell's Angel.
You know, my daddy always, if you got in a fight and you came home with a bloody nose, did you hit him back? If you didn't hit him back, Dad put you in the car and took you back over there until you're going up in that yard and get your shit done and be a man.
These other walls drove through by gangs, by the FBI gang, and all that happened to that chapter, right? Like those guys go through their being a big motorcycle club, even sometimes just being a small motorcycle club, you go through your.
A lot of people that have come in have seen definitely a change in the club and the direction that the club is going.
I looked out my window and you could see a body laying out in front. And here's this dude running around up there with just had his sweatshirt on. And he tells me he's a Hell's Angel. Even after all that, I still wanted to join the Hell's Angels.
People out there, man, that are just natural followers. And they just fall right in line with that type of program. But not 1%ers, man. 1%ers don't ask permission.
Welcome to this episode of Chattin With Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today we're going to talk about the Mongol that got shot in Texas. Things are starting to heat up. You know, summertime is basically upon us, right? It's spring. People are out more with their motorcycles. We're going to see a lot more situations that pop off. And hopefully that's not the case, but we already know that tensions are high in some parts of the U.S. and they have been high out there with the Mongols, the pagans, the banditos. The banditos don't want people operating in Texas. They want that state for themselves. It's been well documented that they don't want anybody else in Texas. But before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister's friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App at Chattin With Staxx, or you can hit up Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. I appreciate every dollar. It goes right back into the show so I can bring you the best content possible. If you want to tell your story on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com or hit me up on Facebook, and make sure you check out Spotify. There's a lot of videos on members. I'm trying to build up the Spotify, and I'm going to be dumping a lot of content. I got some new videos that are going to be dropping Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me give some shout outs before we continue. So Loud, what's going on, man? Shout out to North Carolina. I believe we're going to talk about a story, a crash that happened down there in North Carolina. You know, the crashes are crazy amount of crashes everywhere. I mean, it's insane the amount of people who have crashed their bikes. Kurt, what's going on? Shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining me today. New intro's dope, Staxx. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wanted to do something different, you know. Dave, how you doing? Thank you for joining me. Chris Rankin is in the house. What's going on, man? I'm going to replay your interview, Chris, because, you know, the Waco situation is coming up soon, and I'm trying to get someone that was involved in the Waco situation, but as we know, none of those people talked, right? So it's kind of hard to get them to talk to me now. But I want to get someone who was there at the time when it happened, and I want them to walk me through the whole situation. Pablo, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me. El Jefe is in the building. What's good? Johnny Weedseed, how you doing, bro? Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you. We got the Zero Fucks crew in the building. Yeah, I'm going to re-upload your interview, man. I'm going to drop it again. The one where we talked about Waco and all that stuff. Nice hoodie. Thanks, Dave. Shout out to Pee-wee. He's got merch. You guys can go get one of these hoodies. Go to his website. I believe it's charliegoldsmith.com. Johnny Weed Seed, what's good, man? So this is a wild story, but we're going to talk about some crashes that happened first. So this is crazy, right? Hallwood man gets suspended sentence after 130 miles an hour motorcycle chase. The driver was sentenced in a crash chase. So he crashed a bike, I guess. Hallwood man who admitted to leading police on a high-speed chase on a motorcycle at speeds of 130 miles an hour, weaving around traffic and traveling in the wrong direction. See, that's not good, because you can kill somebody. It could be an innocent family just driving home from work, right? Driving home from a vacation. And you got this dude driving like an idiot. Like, everybody likes to go fast, right? But I mean, what are you going to get? A ticket? Unless you got something more on you and you're trying to, avoid those kind of charges. But I get it. But you got to be aware of your surroundings and the people's lives that you put at risk. I never used to think of that when I was younger, stealing cars. I didn't give a shit, right? I used to steal cars. Cops would chase us. We would be driving all over the road crazy. Going around cars, speeding on the highway, weaving in and out of traffic, trying to lose them. And I didn't think about all the lives I put at risk, but I think about it now. So the Langford Highway, this is where it happened, last June, received suspended sentence Thursday at Accomack Circuit Court after serving 9 months in jail. 30-year-old Anthony Page must first complete residential substance abuse program before he is released. The defendant served time as a jail trustee for the past 5 months. He also pleaded guilty to breaking into a home of his estranged wife last August, thereby violating a protective order. And you know how much time you get for that, right? 5 years, I believe. He violated protective order. The judge issued a new order. So Page could have been sentenced to 23 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000. His suspended sentence was set to run consecutively, and that means one after another, totaling in about a dozen years. In another case, the 22-year-old Wilmer Gambora was sentenced to 3 years, all but 7 months suspended for property destruction valued at more than $1,000. 12 months with all but 3 months suspended for DUI and 12 months suspended for sentence for reckless driving on a revoked license. The defendant was given 6 months suspended sentence for misdemeanor eluding the police, fined $500 for driving without insurance. It was ordered to pay $2,700 in restitution. The crime occurred in the front of Barfield's Auction in Hallwood when the defendant lost control of his vehicle while he was driving at a high rate of speed and hit several signs in May of 2025. And then we got a driver killed, teen injured in Washington County motorcycle crash. A motorcycle crash near Cannon Mines in Washington County left one person dead and another injured. It happened Friday on Route CC. Missouri Highway Patrol says a 67-year-old driver was killed when the bike skidded, hit a tree, and knocked him off his seat. 17-year-old male passenger suffered moderate injuries, troopers say. Both victims were from Blackwell. And that's crazy, because that could have been his son. It could be, a family member, and he could have just given him a ride. And I mean, this type of shit happens. You got to be very careful, right? Here's another crash. This is out of North Carolina. I got a video for you guys on this one. And the motorcyclist died on this one. Let's see.
Cary police confirm one person is dead after a motorcycle crash on Highway 55. Officers tell us another vehicle was involved in the crash just after 10 o'clock last night at the Edgemore Avenue exit. Police say the driver stayed at the scene. The person operating the motorcycle was pronounced dead at the scene.
See, this is all going to happen more often, especially with the weather getting nicer and out more. Community rallies around family after teen's tragic death. This is in Iowa Park. Let me see if I get the video for you guys. The community is coming together in a powerful way after tragic loss of a local teenager who died after being hit by a car. Residents gathered in Iowa Park for a fundraiser to support the teen's family during the unimaginable time. The event featured a burger burn and Hot Wheels derby races, creating a space where families could come together, share memories, and show support. Organizers say the goal was not only to ease financial burdens, but to also remind families that they are not alone. It's really awesome because I can say, life happens and you can't really control what happens. Jay Harris, the president of 5G's Motorcycle Club, said, but what you can do is when you get an opportunity to support, you can definitely get out here and support those in need. Community members of all ages showed up in large numbers to take part in the event, from grilling food to cheering on racers. The day was filled with moments of connection and compassion. Those involved say the turnout speaks volumes about the strength of Iowa Park community, especially in times of tragedy. Organizers hope the fundraiser not only provides relief for the family, but also serves as a reminder of how important it is in a time like this to come together and show one another when it matters the most. I mean, that's good that people do stuff like that, because sometimes people are forgotten, right? So we're going to talk about the clubhouse gone, but the Hells Angels remain a global crime enterprise, they say. Gang members are embedded in every level of society, police say. I mean, that's just not the case. We all know that. Like, why do they say this? They want the public to be afraid of people that are in motorcycle clubs, especially the Hells Angels. Now they're saying they're embedded in every part of society. No, they're just normal people. But they want it to be something else, I don't know why they have such a fucking hard-on for these guys. Like, bad. It's just like Chitwood, right? Chitwood. You could just see the veins popping out of his head when those bikers were riding by. Like, he's like, let's trap them on the bridge. And what did they do? They got one bike towed. They're not doing nothing. All they're doing is harassing people. It's profiling, I believe. It's just crazy. Why would they say that? So, it says there's an empty lot at 498 Eastern Avenue in South Riverdale, the site of where the downtown Hells Angel chapter clubhouse once stood. This was Canada's largest outlaw biker gathering spot in the early 2000s. The two-story cinder block bunker-like members-only fortress with thick, solid steel front door secured with multiple deadbolts. Nowadays, it's a patch of vacant, muddy land owned by the federal government because they took it away from them, right? Next to the Kitty Corner Cat Grooming Salon, a decidedly non-criminal enterprise with a pink and yellow, blue, Fortling kidding painted on the exterior wall facing the empty lot. where the biker bunker once stood. The Hells Angels remain the world's largest motorcycle club. I don't know. That might be changing, right? I don't know if they're the largest anymore. They're well known, don't get me wrong. But they're still top tier organized crime, they say, inside top tier organized crime threat inside Canada, with more than 500 members spread across the country. With 31 chapters, 160 of whom are in Ontario. That's a lot to have just in Ontario, according to the RCMP. But with many criminal enterprises shifting online and becoming more global. What are they talking about? The Hells Angels been global for forever, for a long time. So this isn't, they ain't shifting gears. And I don't believe the Hells Angels will ever recruit online, you know? They're just not going to do that. It says with many criminal enterprises shifting online and becoming more global scale, the idea of bricks and mortar clubhouse version of the Hells Angels no longer exists in southern Ontario. And over the years, as the Hells Angels themselves and law enforcement dismantled their clubhouse, they were never replaced. Taking care of business. There are 39 full patch Hells Angel members in Toronto. Police spokesperson says, while those weren't huge numbers, they remain significant force in the cyberspace. The Associated Professor of Investigation, Henry Lee, of Criminal Justice and Forensic Science, University of New Haven, Connecticut. Henry Lee is a famous scientist that operates out of here, Connecticut, in New Haven. He's had a lot of murder trials and does a lot of forensic work and shit. The HA understood globalization long before Fortune 500 companies did. They moved their bookmaking operations offshore, closed down clubhouses. That's not true. Like, these guys want you to think like there's some crazy criminal organization, that they're a motorcycle club. Do some of their members get involved with crime? Yes. But that doesn't mean that they're a criminal organization. They don't commit crimes and the money flows up to the top. It just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they want people to believe this shit. Which has always drew much attention. They closed down clubhouses, which always drew much attention from law enforcement and online taking care of business lifestyle. Although the Toronto clubhouses weren't visible any longer, there are still Canadian Hells Angels spread across chapters in Central America, South America, Europe, Southeast Asia, the RCMP said. In its heyday back in the early 2000s, Eastern Avenue Clubhouse had more than 36 patch members, which was tops for the country. It thrived amidst public blitz that even included a billboard over the northbound Don Valley Parkway and an open letter in the Globe and Mail, both in which compared the outlaw bikers to freedom-loving Allied fighter pilots in the Second World War. The billboard boasted, "Still fighting for democracy and freedom." The open letter complained, "We ask only to be treated fairly." So they put a billboard up to kind of combat all the negative publicity they were getting. There was a strict no murders, no wives policy at Eastern Avenue, they say. As in all the other clubhouses, say Quebec biker hitman turned informant Gillis Kid Lalonde It was strictly members-only club, and those members were carefully vetted to ensure that they were not police officers or former police officers. Those members remained barred from going to the police and are bound by a no rip-off rule in drug deals. Back in the day, the entire Eastern Avenue property was gated and fenced with several cement posts blocking the front entrance and a cement wall just inside the front door. A series of security cameras rigged the building's perimeter, allowing members inside to see everyone who was coming and going. Even the mailbox was high security. So in context, they could be easily identified. They had see-through plexiglass. So in context, they could be easily identified. Inside the building were surprisingly clean, scrubbed down. The bikers who hoped to someday gain membership. So they were scrubbed down by prospects. So they kept it clean. Is that a crime? Compulsory gatherings were called church meetings, held once a week, in person, and they were mandatory. There was no Zoom option. The whiteboard allowed key members to be written and then erased forever, rather than spoken and possibly secretly recorded. Oh, so they would write shit down on a whiteboard. It says the Eastern Avenue property had been outlaw biker turf since 1978, when it was purchased by the now defunct Paradise Riders Motorcycle Club, which folded into the Hells Angels in December of 2000, according to an affidavit filed by the late Robert Donnie Peterson, the club's former spokesperson. East Toronto chapter, a 5-minute drive away in South Riverdale, is the site where East Toronto Hells Angels chapter also held court. It, too, had undergone a dramatic transformation since the 2000s, just north of Queens and Broadview. It was originally Toronto's home of the Satan's Choice Motorcycle Club before Satan's Choice was absorbed by the Hells Angels, police say. It weathered bombings, rocket launcher attacks during the hostile with rival Loners Motorcycle Club in the 90s, and was eventually seized by the government and destroyed at proceeds of crime. After the property was resold, it was replaced by a triplex of high-end semis marked by realtors as one of a kind. Primo, charming, and stunning. So the Hells Angels Niagara chapter, a couple of hours down QEW at 855 Darby Road outside of Walland, another once mighty symbol of the Hells Angels, has vanished. There is now an empty patch of land on an isolated road outside Walland, where powerful Hells Angels Niagara chapter once met, surrounded by farmers' fields. It was built of a former machine shop. Bikers replaced the first floor windows with concrete blocks, installed cement-filled steel door, and put up lots of cameras. I mean, what? So what? Like, they put up cameras and they covered the windows. Big fucking deal. Like, what does that mean? If they're in a cement fucking room, what does it mean? Does it mean they're criminals? No, it doesn't. So I don't know why they want them to be criminals so bad. Like, it's just crazy, man. It makes no sense. Who else we got now? Jason, what's up, man? Thank you for joining me. Get out your feelings. What's good? I live in SC and the HA barely in the news. HA and the Warlocks Clubhouse is down the street from each other, and it's quiet over here. Listen, there's tons of clubs around here, up in Mass and Connecticut, Rhode Island. These guys all live in the same state, and it's pretty close together. You don't hear all these crazy shit going on. Nothing. Like, so for the way that they portray people, it's just crazy. I don't understand. So it says they were embedded in every level of society. In 2020, the police warned at a time that they didn't mean the bikers were gone. They were embedded in every level of society. One detective said the outlaw motorcycle gangs are involved in every level of crime, from drug trafficking, stolen property, human trafficking, as well as white-collar crimes. Enemy within. The demise of the fortified Ontario clubhouse was sped up by enemies from within. Dave Shanky Atwell acted as a high-ranking Hells Angels officer in Eastern Avenue Clubhouse while wearing a wire for police for 18 months between 2005 and 2007. Oh boy. Atwell had been the chapter sergeant of arms in charge of security at the same time. He was selling secrets to police. Well, what do you know? What do you know? In Niagara, full patch Hells Angel Stephen Galt was the star crown witness in a string of trials that put fellow members in jail and allowed the government to seize and destroy the clubhouse. Today's meetings can always be held in cyberspace or hotel rooms. I highly doubt that these guys would hold a fucking meeting on the internet. Like, all right, meet us on Zoom. Make sure you click the link at 2. Come on. They're not going to do that. It says that meetings today will be held in cyberspace or in hotel rooms rented at the last minute under names or third parties, says retired Montreal police organized crime investigator. If there's something really big, like a national run, there's always an option of bumping shoulders with sprawling Montreal South property. There are plenty of parking spaces for dozens of Harleys. Montreal South property, where the buildings are red and white, the club's colors. It's a compound rather than just a clubhouse, with buildings arranged in a square, like a large courtyard inside. The property includes massive meeting room with extensive table. With an extensive table, whatever the fuck that means, with a bunch of chairs around it. By the wall is a bar with stools, plaques from other Hells Angel chapters are on the wall. There was another Hells Angel gathering spot in Soul Tracy, a small town north of Montreal. It was destroyed in October of 2008 when a stolen tanker truck was driven into it at high speeds, causing a fire that burned for a day and forced 50 neighbors from their homes. 2-story bunker was a write-off, was never built. Well, they won't let me show you this picture. But what do you guys think of that? I mean, I think they're fucking way overdoing it. Let's see here. One is dead in an upstate motorcycle wreck. This is out of South Carolina. Did I already read this one? Motorcyclist died Sunday morning in a crash after reportedly fled a traffic stop. The Pickens County Coroner's Office said at around 1:45 a.m. Deputies in the Pickens County Sheriff's Office attempted a traffic stop of a motorcycle in the area of Sluda Dam Road and Prince Perry Road. The rider reportedly attempted to run from deputies and crashed. The rider, identified as Stephen Buck Bowman of Greenville, was pronounced dead at the scene. The coroner said Brown was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. An autopsy has been scheduled in his death. The incident is being investigated by the Pickens County Coroner's Office and the Highway Patrol. I mean, there are so many accidents. It's insane. So now we're going to get to this shooting of a Mongol in Texas. I mean, this is a crazy story. And we know that the tensions are high, right? And I mean, if they don't know who did this, like, obviously it's targeted, right? It has to be. This guy was shot multiple times. It says Midland shooting. Mongols Brotherhood member shot multiple times on Texas highway. So obviously he was shot multiple times and he was targeted, right? Midland, Texas, a member of a violent 1% motorcycle gang. Now, listen, this is what the article says. I don't believe any of this to be true. I think there's a lot of Mongols out there that are good people. I've spoken to a lot of them, and I've never had a problem with them. They were always nice to me. So don't believe everything you hear. And I'm just reading what's on here, right? It says a member of the violent 1% outlaw motorcycle gang was shot and hospitalized in Midland on Saturday, according to police. The Midland Police Department said it responded at approximately 8:59 a.m. Now, this happened early in the morning to what appeared to be an accident on the 2500 block of West Loop 250. When officers got to the scene, they found a 58-year-old male from El Paso was shot multiple times on top while riding his motorcycle. He was shot multiple times on the loop. So the loop is like a place where these bikers ride, right? I think it goes around the city or something like that. The victim, who was not named by police, was found to be a member of the Mongols Motorcycle Club, also known as the Mongols Brotherhood or Mongols Nation, which is one of the largest OMGs in the nation, according to the DOJ. The Mongols was established in Montebello, California, east of Los Angeles back in 1969, according to the New York Times. They are considered by law enforcement to be one of the 5 largest outlaw motorcycle clubs in the United States, alongside the Banditos, the Hells Angels, the Outlaws, and the Pagans. It is unclear who shot the man. Police said no arrests have been made. The motorcyclist was taken to Midland Memorial and underwent surgery. According to Midland Police, he is now in stable condition as of writing this, police said. So they reached out to Midland Memorial but they did not give any information. They were not heard back from. So let me see if I can play this video for you guys. So there's been other situations, right? There's been other situations, right? This is one that happened a while back. This happened in 2020, right? But this could be similar type of shit. Banditos and Mongols motorcycle gangs have shootout Sunday night, according to police. Now, this happened in 2020. 2 motorcycle gangs involved in Sunday night shooting have been identified as the Banditos and the Mongols, according to Midland police. I mean, this could show that there is tensions out there, right? The shootout killed 1 person, the police said. His they did not release his name. Or they did release his name. They say he's Alex Varilla. The 45-year-old was from McAllen, Texas. Police told them Sunday, that 3 others were shot too. 2 were in critical condition and a third was in fair condition. Investigators have not released the names or the update of the conditions of those 3. The 2 gangs were at the Your Place bar Sunday evening. The owner tells the news he and his staff noticed that they were getting edgy with one another. So they called 911 and then the shootout happened. The TABC has suspended Your Place alcohol license for the next few weeks while investigation continues. So they have a history of bad blood down there in Texas, right? And you guys will remember there's a video of Bandito Prospect and like 5 or 6 Mongols, and they're having a heated conversation. I think something happened before the cameras came on, but nothing happened in that video, but tensions were high, right? Hey, Lindsay, how are you? Thank you for joining me. So Loud's in the building. What's good, man? Thank you guys for joining me today. I got some good shows coming up for you guys. The cops do lie. They do. They want people to be afraid of these clubs. And I mean, I don't know why they would want people to be afraid of these clubs. I mean, every time they're having a gathering, right? They say, "Oh, they're coming to the town. They're coming to your town." Like they're going to come destroy the town or something. They're going to spend money. They're going to spend money at restaurants, and they're going to buy stuff. Like, why would you be afraid of that? And let me ask you a question, right? And I want you guys to answer this in the comments or in the chat, in the comment section or the chat. So, would you rather walk by a group of gang members standing outside on a street corner, or would you rather walk by a group of bikers standing outside around their bikes? Who would you rather walk by? Because we live free out of their control. Bingo. They don't like that shit. You do what you want. Because they know that these types of people don't fall in line at the bullshit they're selling, right? They don't fall in line with it. They can't stand that shit. But there has been quite a few things that happened, right? Over there in Texas. Let's see. So what do you guys think of this situation? And you guys know that big trial is supposed to be happening soon in Texas with the Banditos. I don't think the Mongols were involved with that at all, though. Yeah, I don't think they were involved at all with that. But here's the picture of the bar. Bikers do more for people than ever will. 100%. Bikers give back to their communities. Gangs destroy their communities. Bing, you are absolutely right. 100%, you are right. And I don't know why they don't see that. It's just crazy. Now, this is the bar where that shooting happened. The Your Place bar. I mean, things like that happen, right? Tensions are high. The Banditos definitely don't want any other club operating in Texas. They think they own Texas, and that's it. Like, end of story. They don't care, right? So here, let me show you guys this video.
Is in stable condition here at Midland Memorial Hospital. Now, in the time that we've been here, we've seen several officers coming in and out of the area, as well as law enforcement placed at all of the entrances. Now, we do know that the hospital was placed on lockdown, but that's protocol in any kind of shooting investigation.
This is a look at the scene just moments after the shooting happened. According to MPD, the victim, a 58-year-old man, is a Mongol OMG member. Now, when First Alert 7 first got to Loop 250, traffic was once again flowing and the scene had been cleared. But several people who were working when the shooting took place spoke to us, saying that they heard several shots fired and a person crouched down near a motorcycle. Again, that victim is in stable condition. Police have not yet released any information about a potential suspect. Reporting in Midland, Lauren Munt, First Alert 7 News.
I mean, this shit happens too often, right? Hopefully, he'll recover and everything will be all right. But what do you guys think's gonna happen? You think this is gonna spark an all-out war down there in Texas, or do you think it'll burn itself out, right? Hopefully it doesn't lead to more things. I've seen Mongols in soft colors in Texas. I used to work as a bouncer at a bar in Beach, Delaware, as the pagans used to come through quite often. To be honest, they were much more respectful than anyone else. I mean, they're not bad people, man. I was in New Jersey, probably, I don't know, 8 months ago. I went and ate dinner there at a bar in Texas, in New Jersey, and a bunch of pagans came in. A lot of them, right? I was like, oh shit, they're gonna recognize me. Not that I ever talk bad, because I don't. I mean, I just say what's on the news. If anything, I'm here to show people that they're not bad people. I have interactions with a lot of club members, and they've always been respectable to me, even when I say something they don't like, right? I've gotten calls, and they were crazy respectful. It wasn't like demanding things and things like that. Miklo, what's going on, man? I appreciate you taking the time to come on. I see your videos. You're always riding, man. Always riding. I hope the baby's doing well. I hope you guys are doing well over there. Things are great over here, man. I can't complain. I'm getting my trophy very soon. It got shipped. It's in the mail. It's on the way. So you guys will be seeing it soon. I'm very excited to get the trophy. Bam! How many people you know got one of these? Not a lot. Shout out to Don McGuire. Shout out to the whole MMAM organization. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. I got some good shows coming up, so stay tuned. They're very informational. I really appreciate you guys taking the time. If you like this show, what happened in Texas, a Mongol member was shot multiple times. Damn, you came at the end, man. So a Mongol member was riding down the road, I guess, and he was shot multiple times while he was on the highway. Midland shooting. Mongols Brotherhood member was shot multiple times in Texas highway. Midland, Texas. A member of the violent motorcycle club, the Mongols, was shot and hospitalized in Midland on Saturday, according to police. Midland Police Department said it responded at approximately 8:59 a.m. to what appeared to be an accident on 2500 block of West Loop 250. When officers got to the scene, they found a 58-year-old male from El Paso was shot multiple times while on the loop riding his motorcycle. The victim, who was not named by police, was found to be a member of the Mongols Motorcycle Club, also known as the Mongol Brotherhood or Mongol Nation, which is one of the largest OMGs in the nation. According to the DOJ, the Mongols Nation was established in Montebello, California, and East Los Angeles back in 1969, according to the New York Times. They are considered by law enforcement to be one of the 5 largest outlaw motorcycle clubs in the United States, besides the Banditos, the Hells Angels, the Outlaws, and the Pagans. It was unclear who shot the man. Police said no arrests have been made. The motorcyclist was taken to Midland Memorial. He underwent surgery. According to Midland police, he was in stable condition as of writing this. So, and they have hold on. And they have police at every entrance. They have the whole hospital on lockdown because I don't know what they think. Maybe they think someone will would you do a show with Miklo? I already have, man. I've interviewed Miklo a couple times. Go check out our interviews. Hey, Dirty Dingo, what's up? I love your videos. Thank you. If you want to see a lot of the videos, go to live videos and you'll be able to see all of them. If you want to see exclusive videos, join the membership and you will be able to see a bunch of videos that aren't public. Yeah, I've interviewed Miklo tons of times. Well, not tons of times, but I've had him on a couple times. Yeah, I'll have Miklo on again, of course. Miklo's got a great story, but I've interviewed him about his whole story. Here, I'll get you the link for it. Let me see if I can get it. There are a lot of trials that are going to be happening over there in Texas. Boom. Miklo 1%. Yeah, I just put it in the chat. Well, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you guys have a great the rest of your weekend. If you like this show, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell your mother's brother, sister, friend about Chattin With Staxx, the dopest motorcycle content on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys taking the time to watch this show. If you want to donate to the show, you can hit up the Cash App, Chattin With Staxx. Every dollar helps. It goes right back into the show so I can bring you the best content possible. You can donate through Venmo, PayPal, Super Sticker, Super Chat, Zelle, all that good stuff. You can even send hearts and all that shit on Facebook or on TikTok. But thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate every single one of you. Without you guys, there is no me. And if you want to tell your story on Chattin With Staxx, just email me at billstaxx2021@gmail.com or hit me up on Facebook and we'll set it up. Hope you guys have a great day. And remember, don't be a bitch.
And all new at 5, a major organized crime bust. 23 people under arrest now, accused of stealing guns and cash.
Today, police revealed 4 organized crime groups are wreaking havoc.
From aggravated robbery to kidnapping, burglary, and more. Let's take a look at this. New pictures from court documents in this case. These are a few of the people who have been charged, and investigators say the money, tens of thousands of dollars, is all stolen.